Hi, hello, and welcome to today's podcast. This is me, Dennis, and you're listening to Those Grand Gears. And today we have special guest, Ryan.
Cleveland.
Robert what? How are you doing, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, mate. Are you?
It's not too bad. A bit tired after a hard day of work, obviously, but, some people need to work.
Yeah, it's them cockerel hours, isn't it?
Yeah, need to earn that money.
Yeah.
But it's fine now. I'm home, feeling good. Kinda,
Safe
partly.
and sound.
Yeah. And today we're gonna speak about fireworks. Do you have some experience about that?
Have enough injuries.
Enough injuries.
If that counts.
That's a good start.
Yeah. Yeah, safety warnings.
Yeah. By the way, there's gonna be grown-up language over here, doesn't it? All the sensitive ears need to go away and hide somewhere. There'll be a little bit swearing, not too much, but a little bit.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, fireworks. Recently, a week ago, there was bonfire night. It was nice. Fucking explosives everywhere. Did you manage to see something this year, Ryan?
Not much, really, to be fair, but it's always a good excuse to arm the country, isn't it, with explosives?
Oh,
but,
yeah. Well, I mean, if Americans can do it, why can't we? Doesn't it?
Well, yeah, I suppose that's one way of looking at it, but we can't use them as a too great an example, can we?
Yeah. I just like the fact that when you go to convenience stores and stores like Lidl and stuff, that you can start seeing explosives selling there.
Yeah,
and you only have to be 18 years old.
Well, yeah, this is it. But when you're having to arm school teachers, it's probably time to call it quits.
Yeah. Well, as far as I know, that here in UK we have quite tough gun laws, doesn't it?
They are very strict.
Even policemen don't wear around firearms. There's special gun teams, as far as I know.
Only armed response unit.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
That's where you get terrorists running around with knives in fucking London and stabbing people, and nobody can do anything about it.
Yeah, you just got to hit him with a pole or something. Try and ward him off.
Well, there was fucking local bakers running with crates attacking them.
To be fair, I should think the armed response unit had a few phone calls with people making their own fireworks and blowing up small gas canisters and bonfires and all sorts of things like that.
Oh yeah, it's not far from my home. There's obviously there wasn't any casualties and no police got called out, but it's like suburb area almost, and there was a ginormous campfire, bonfire. It was absolutely massive, going up in the air at least 6 meters, and I'm thinking there's trees around that area and houses not far from that, and they're having this big great massive bonfire there and shooting fireworks as well next to it.
Yeah, well, I had a fire engine at my mum's once when I was younger.
Was it?
Yeah, you know those tin bins that you only meant to put a little bit of wood in? Well, yeah, we filled it up and put loads of CO2 canisters in it.
CO2 canisters?
It blew the bottom and the top off at the same time. And we ended up with a fire engine.
Who was lighting that thing? Because clearly it's like a bloody explosive almost.
I'm not sure. Some deviant who shan't be named.
No, I mean, there was actually somebody brave enough to go up to it and lit it up.
Oh, right. No, we threw them on as it was already lit.
Ah, right. Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, I have had some experience with lighting up petrol, which is inside the bonfire place and that kind of stuff. But
yeah,
because you can lose
combust
all kind of hair and stuff. Yeah. There's one time definitely I got this, when you lit petrol, sometimes it kind of makes this kind of like blast wave when it goes up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It combusts.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's not in anything, it still combusts.
But
It's dangerous.
Yeah. But I was smart that one time. I kind of like put down this small track of petrol, like a
fuse,
2 meters,
effectively.
yeah, 2 meters away from him. But it 2 meters is nothing for petrol. It just lit up immediately. I was just like, flash it, and it was like tips of my hair, eyebrows, fucking burned. It went off.
Yeah, we used to like blowing up the pumpkins after Halloween as well. That used to be quite interesting.
Pumpkins? That's something what I have heard for first time.
Yeah, well, you used to, obviously they have the tops off already, didn't they?
Yeah.
So you just put the rockets in them upside down so they can't escape with no sticks.
Rockets?
But obviously you can't see the fireworks.
Yeah.
You can hear them, but you should probably pre-warn the dog walkers walking behind you that you've just done one, in my experience, before the pumpkin explodes. Because, yeah, it's not a good look for anyone.
I'm not sure that as a kid doing something like that you want to warn anyone.
No. Oh, well, we didn't think of that, we were off.
Yeah, you're just gonna like lit and run at that point.
Yeah, well, as I say, there's no sticks on them, so you just want to get away as quick as. To be fair.
That sounds pretty crazy, blowing up pumpkins. I know that we were making these fucking kind of like homemade explosives almost, and usually in 2-liter bottles, using drain cleaner and aluminium foil. It's just
sound bombs.
Yeah, the shit would blow up like massively. It's like double the size. From 2-liter bottle, it would go double the size, and it just go BOOM. It's just the noise is so loud. Jesus.
Echo. But in all fairness, everything that we've just gone on about is very tame in comparison to, like, well, that Burning Bull festival and just complete chaos.
The Burning Bull Festival, essentially what happens there, for people who don't know, there's something like, in 2021, they had 300 bulls, homemade, like handmade, different sizes, packed full with all kind of explosives and these fucking, what were they called, the sparklers and volcanoes and stuff, and they would just go everywhere. People would just run around, push those bulls around, and get burned, like clothing coming out with holes in them. It's like, sounds like a good time, doesn't it? Right?
It sounds terrifying from what I've seen, but still, I think it's one of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences that I would go. I think definitely.
Yeah, I think.
But it is. You can't really put it into words when you actually see it. It's like a music festival with a severe stage mishap gone wrong, isn't it? It's pyromania at its finest.
Yeah, definitely nothing controlled there. It's like
they stick to you, as you know, don't they? They stick to you before they blow up and just fuse to your skin and.
Oh yes, can you imagine? Oh. All that fucking burning your skin up. I can't imagine what still makes you stay there once first when it hits you.
I should think it's quite alcohol fueled, to be fair, so you probably wouldn't feel too much until the next day.
Well, you have to be really pissed to do that though.
You'd have to be really pissed to put yourself in that situation, I think, wouldn't you? To be fair.
Does it mean that video what we were watching, right? Which I will put in the description so everyone else can see it. Those guys weren't drinking, they were documenting, and yet this one guy was like put on goggles and GoPro and just goes in there. Like multiply burn marks on your body through the jumper.
One stuck to his face, didn't it?
Oh yeah, there's
literally
just on the cheek next to your eye, and it's just like if that guy would have not had glasses on, he would be fucked.
Yeah,
I think
the best way to describe it is probably like our New Year's in the UK fireworks that we see in the sky, but on the ground, in a crowd, basically.
Yeah. And we're talking about fucking lots of people in one place. It's like, what there could be at least 10 people per, I don't know, 5 people per square meter, definitely.
Yeah, it's got to be. But the thing is, they have no fear. They don't. It's not like everyone just flees or anything. It's like everyone just carries on walking about like nothing's going on. That's the crazy thing about it.
But I mean, they're doing it every year. So clearly, quite a lot of people have been there before, and they just don't give a shit. They have got used to it already.
Yeah, but how there's no fatalities is amazing. To be fair.
No, like, surely there is. I can imagine.
There's got to be, surely.
Because I remember seeing this one guy pushing one of the bulls, and he would trip, and the other guy behind him just literally would pick him up and make sure the guy is alright. And
well, you wouldn't want your head up one of them bulls' asses, would you?
Yeah, no, definitely not. I mean, if you wouldn't get the bull, get hit by the bull itself, you would get fucking stomped down by other people there. So, if there's nobody notices you there on the floor, then you're screwed. When you're like literally mashed up over there, like sausage mash, that kind of thing.
The thing is, it's like, well, it's got to be like being in a trance because it's so pretty as well, isn't it? Like people must think it's like, I suppose it must be like taking LSD without actually taking it.
Oh yeah, exactly. And I mean, remember there was recently that incident in South Korea where people got stamped and there's over 150 people got crushed by crowds, right?
Yeah. That was huge, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
you would think that in that kind of event, like Burning Bull Festival, that you would have that every year.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah, you would really.
Because people are just running around like mad. They're dancing over there. There's fireworks shooting past your head. It's like bloody Ukraine on the front lines. Front lines of Ukraine almost.
Yeah. It is, well, the thing is, you'd never get out of the way in time anyway, would you?
Oh, no. You wouldn't.
And you can see most of the people there just put it down to, if I'm going to get hit, I'm going to get hit, sort of thing. Yeah. There's nothing I can do about it, so they just get on and have a good time.
I feel like you would only realise when it happens, when it hits you, doesn't it? It's like, there's no other way.
And it's still whistling and the fuse is going down and down.
Yeah, that's mad. And it seems like there's a theme for them, because it's not the only festival where they do like that. They have this thing called, the Exploding Hammer Festival, which is essentially what they do. They have these homemade explosives. They wrap them around sledgehammer and smack it against the floor, and it just goes off. You don't know.
Yeah. Sledgehammer with no heads on them flying through the air whistling. And not one hard hat to be worn.
They're just hanging out over there, all of a sudden 6 fucking pound of steel just flying at you.
Yeah. I think they just really enjoy blowing stuff up, basically, don't they?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I feel like they just enjoy risking their lives. Because I think the same country, same like Spain, I think that Mexico were doing the bull races too, and all this bullfighting stuff.
Oh, the bull run.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that I probably would not do. I think I'd sooner do the burning bull than the bull run.
Yeah, at least you have some chance.
Yeah, this is it. if you run out of stamina, at least you can grab someone and use them as a human shield. If you do that when a bull's charging at you, you're still getting hurt.
It goes through both of you with no problems. But I think that there's something about them, obviously, that they just don't they don't care. It seems like, because do festivals with crazy explosives.
Yeah.
And they're literally smacking your head off practically.
Well, it's like that bull run. They say that the adrenaline levels hit levels of drug toxins sort of thing. That's why they do it every year. Yeah, because your body has that much adrenaline that they get that much of a high from it.
They get off.
I suppose after training and everything's released and everything, and you feel really good like that, but from fear. But I think that's why they actually, as a massive group, fear junkies sort of thing.
I mean, that must be the only thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, because they've got to get something from it, haven't they? Or else they wouldn't put themselves in that situation.
This just sounds mental. I mean, running away from something crazy. And I think there wasn't just one bull, there was a whole bunch of them, right?
I think there's 4 released at a time, I believe, because they make sure that they cover the whole width of the street.
Yeah.
And the streets aren't very wide either. They're like cobblestone streets, like handmade.
I just imagine somebody is running, right, catches by the cobblestone street. First you get stomped by people running away. If you
and then hit by a bull.
And then hit by a bull. I feel
that's probably would be my luck if I went.
I feel like I would try to catch somebody by the legs so I wouldn't be the only one stomped down. Just like, fuck it, I am taking you as well with me. It's mad.
Oh dear.
But yeah, there's just something about fireworks and Mexicans. I mean, they're crazy bastards. And even small kids, that Exploding Hammer Festival, small kids already at the start of the day are walking around streets and blowing up stuff.
With their toffee hammers.
Yeah. What's like miniature sledgehammers type things, yeah.
The thing is, when you think of explosives and everything like that, you'd think that the most mental and everything going would be the people that created them, like China. People have just gone far beyond. I think China make the most expensive and most intricate fireworks. Like the Chinese dragon firework, which literally carries on going, shooting smaller fireworks off it and looks like a snake.
Is it? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything like that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's I suppose it's a bit like the firework that Gandalf sets off in the Lord of the Rings, where it turns into a dragon and sort of thing, but not that graphically stunning. But it's similar principle, sort of thing. But they are really stunning.
Yeah, China, yeah, they really like fireworks as well. Because recently I saw a video where they have as well a festival where they would let in the air these massive paper lanterns, and we're talking about the size of an air balloon.
I've seen little ones like the size of a bucket, but something big.
Literally massive ones, and when they go up, they pull up this kind of like box with fireworks as well. They lit that fucking thing up. And it just goes everywhere. I mean, what is going on with these people?
Well, it's like just drop bombing people if it goes wrong, though, isn't you? You're dropping fireworks on people.
Exactly, and apparently it's not uncommon that those air balloons, those big lanterns, they're coming back at the crowds of people. They could just fall back down again for some unknown reason, and
Well, they're only thin paper, aren't they?
Yeah, well, imagine if they
one
have
of the
been lit there, and now it falls down. People get burned. If that firework pack is running, then there's just people get slammed all over the place, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like every unlucky fireworks in 4th of July in America, essentially.
Well, the thing is, someone must have the box land on them, and then you've got to wait for them to all go off before you can get back up.
It's like bloody. It's like a purge. People, everyone is by themselves, smashing everyone up over there.
The forever purge.
Yeah, I would just climb over people. I wouldn't give a shit. If I would be close to something
women,
like
children.
That, yeah, it doesn't matter. Women's children. Family dog, don't care. Just try to get away as fast as possible, because this, yeah. Saying that,
I think if you hit water,
yeah,
it wouldn't matter, because they don't go out in water, do they?
Well, if it goes in water, fair enough. But I mean, when it goes in crowds of people, it's just.
No, I meant water to escape.
Yeah, if you're close to water, then yeah. Well, just jump in water. I hope that neither one of them are incapable of evaporating water around them. Because if they do, then they can travel underneath water as well, doesn't it?
Well, they can. That's the trouble. They don't go out underwater. I see geezers, I think it was in Canada, and they put holes in a lake, and they shoot the fireworks under the ice, and then they blow up and rupture all the ice. But any explosion underwater is times like something silly like times 5-fold in power because of the combustion.
Oh yeah, it's the pressure, doesn't it?
Yeah. So like any explosion underwater is a lot more dangerous. So hiding in water, you'd be worse off, I think. It'd be like a hand grenade.
It's like I was watching this crazy US nuclear bomb tests, and they were doing some of them underneath water, and it just would make this massive, kind of like spiky hedgehog or water vapor.
Opposed to the mushroom cloud.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like was a mushroom cloud in making, but not quite. Didn't quite make it. That's pretty mad. I guess they're jumping in water would be right. But I tell you, there is one country who's doing fireworks pretty relatively safe and have been doing for many years already, and it's Japan. They do have a firework festival where they make these cannonball-shaped fireworks, the big charges, and throw them down in barrels, which are digged inside the ground, like underneath completely, so if something combusts or something, there's only one way for it to go, and it's up.
Oh, right. I should know more about this from my obsession with Japan, but
yeah, well,
I will be looking into it.
I think it was in Niigata Prefecture where they were doing it, somewhere in countryside, and just don't quote me on that, I'm not sure. But yeah, they would make some of them like incredibly massive. I'm pretty sure that one of them, the biggest one, what they have been making, was something stupid like 700 kilo charge.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and it would make these all kind of colorful explosions. It would be like the like a ball shape, the explosion itself.
Yeah.
But it would be like multiple colors and stuff. It was like really,
yeah, it's all different metals and that they use, isn't it?
Yeah, really,
to make different colours.
But imagine 700 kilo bull you just shot in the air. Obviously, by the time it gets up in the air, it's not 700 kilos anymore, but
yeah, still.
Yeah, and they go super high as well. due to the fact that they need to go high because their diameter, the explosion diameter, is massive. There's like you could see multiply miles. You could see that big one going off with no problem.
I should think you'd feel it going off.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. And I personally can't imagine what it feels like for that person who's lighting that thing up. It must feel.
Oh, you'd want to be a good distance away from it, wouldn't you? Surely. Not just give him a candle and send him up there.
I'll just go lit up this fucking bull. I got
draw straws.
I just turns into mash. Just dies from shockwave over the whole place.
That's the thing, isn't it? Like bleeding ears, bleeding from his eyes. Like poor little.
Fucking shoot the head off. But yeah, they have these massive cannon things, and impressive. That's the only thing what I can say. And they range from all kind of sizes, like the size of grapefruit, all the way to this 700 kilo one, which is like they apparently need separate storage room to keep it in because they're so big.
Yeah, well, I can imagine with them, but they're renowned for over-engineering, aren't they?
Yeah.
Which is, so you know the attention to detail of these fireworks are going to be second to none. Like everything they do.
Oh yes, of course, but I mean, looking at that video where I was watching, the health and safety of the job itself did not seem to be top points. Like literally, this woman is sitting there in front of it with her home clothes and what she had.
Drinking sake.
Not quite drinking sake, but just some kind of kitchen apron in front of it. I'm not sure if she was even wearing gloves or anything. She was just making it there, you know what I mean?
It's definitely something I'll be looking at.
Yeah,
definitely.
I will send you later that video what I was watching, and obviously put that in the description as well so others can see. But
I think it's similar to those things that I was on about because I'd never got to watch it properly. They look like cannonballs, don't they? Sort of thing. They're crazy.
Yeah, they're like brown, like a brown cannonballs, and like wrapped in papers. I think it was like a tape or something, but they were taping it around of it, making the shell out of it.
Yeah, it's just a traditional cannon by the sounds of it, like what they've manufactured.
Yeah, that's what it essentially is. There's like different size cannons, and I personally was look at it, despite the fact that thing is massive, that the biggest one that they are shooting in the area. But it's this, in my opinion, the safest way of doing it. Much safer than some of the big fancy explosions like in London or in anywhere else in the world have been made, you know.
Well, yeah, they are renowned for going wrong over here as well.
And quite often, believe it or not, there have been these accidents where one charge would combust on the floor and it would disrupt all the others. And that's where the whole hell goes loose. It's usually the fact that this one charge just for some reason just goes to shit, and it just like knocks over everything else in wrecks, and there you go. You have catastrophe in front of you unfolding.
Well, that's what happened in China, weren't it? They had a whole literal firework factory go up.
Oh, is it? I haven't heard that.
Yeah, it's something else. It looks like I don't know, like a quasar world war. It's just like a whole factory. Like, God knows how big it was.
So things just going up left and right, yeah?
Yeah. It's just crazy. Multi-million pounds worth of fireworks all at once.
That must have.
And obviously you can't put it out.
So what was the area that have gone off then? Because there was this There was this one country, I can't remember the name of it, but in some kind of warehouse on the next to coast went off.
Oh, right.
Because of some kind of chemicals, and it just fucking reset everything what was in 5 kilometer radius, I think. And there was a warehouse, there was a massive crater afterwards.
It's hardly surprising, is it?
So,
this was in the middle of a city of some sort, it looked like, anyway.
It's probably wiped down half of the city.
Yeah. Well, population's heavy there as well, isn't it? So
I can't imagine what the hell is happening in your head that you decide, oh yes, so we'll put the firework factory in the middle of the city. That definitely sounds like a good idea.
So people ain't got to travel far to get blown up.
Or, well, for people who didn't have to even travel over there, got blown up in consequence, probably.
Well, yeah, this is it.
Knowing how much information the China state media is giving out, probably they said that there's nothing happened serious, just the warehouse itself, but it would probably half of the city were gone.
Well, could have been on a gas main or anything, couldn't it?
Yeah.
But you only know what we're told.
But yeah, it's mental to do something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some festivals are just bananas. People should be a lot more careful with it, and. To be honest, I'd rather see the drone technologies advance and more of these drone and light shows.
They're coming along now.
Yeah, they're slowly getting there, but the thing is that the battery lifespan or battery power time is not long enough yet in order to have proper shows.
No, that's the trouble. Batteries are heavy, aren't they? So it's
Yeah, because what was it? Something like 10 to 15. Now 10 to 15 minute flight time, I think, is like the average drone, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good one though, isn't it?
Yeah, and especially if it has light as well emitting, then probably could be even shorter.
Everything takes battery, doesn't it? Sort of thing. But you still never get there, even though they're pretty and that, you still never get the atmosphere and the smell of all the smoke and
I get what you're saying, but at least drones can't combust accidentally and burn down half of town, yeah?
Well, I suppose not.
Not unless you're shooting it down with some kind of flamethrower or something.
I don't know, batteries are pretty dangerous as well.
Well, yeah, lithium-ion, I think. Well, lipos
burns for days.
I think we're very, very known for catching fire and stuff. But I think that it's not that bad at this time. With the chances of that happening, it's like minimal compared to charge gone wrong.
Well, yeah. Plus, it's not like an instant explosion, is it? As such, it's more of a consistent fire than an explosion, I suppose.
Oh yeah, the comparison, doesn't it? Oh, it catched fire and then it fell down slowly. Opposed to that shit exploded. It's like, I need to run away from it.
Yeah, it's definitely got less fear factor.
So there was one as well in US happening, and some big fireworks as well, and exactly that happened. What I told you before was like one of them exploded inside the brack and disrupted and all the others. The fireworks here. The organizers did not take in account the distance, but people should have been away from the fireworks. They were like, half the times closer than they were supposed to be.
Oh right, so someone's definitely getting sued or something for that.
This thing happened, and many people got burned and stuff. Obviously, luckily there was minor injuries there, but yeah, it could have not been. Like, I know this one incident where in Latvia, Riga, and one New Year evening, all the fireworks are going off, and then there's this father with his daughter watching fireworks, right? And then you got these kids throwing in these, these little like match-sized explosives, which kind of lit them up and throw, they can make bang, right?
Yeah, little poppers sort of thing.
Well, one of those fell behind the dad's glasses and went off.
Oh.
Yeah, just blinded the guy immediately, and this little girl just started freaking out because she was calling her dad essentially, and the blood started dripping from his face and everything. I can imagine that.
Oh,
traumatized that little girl really badly.
Poor little thing. But it goes to show how easy it is for something to go wrong, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's just, what's up with the idea of lighting these things and throwing in crowds? Anyways, that sounds like a stupid idea.
Yeah, let alone lighting a bull.
Yeah, then lighting a bull, that's a whole different story, I think. That's by their own choice there.
Borderline homicide.
But I mean, some of the weakest ones, these poppers, I know that some of the kids in my town where I was living used to lit them up and put in other people's hoods. The hoodies and the hoods would go off and stuff, but yeah, it's not really a clever thing to do at all.
No, even though it's funny at the time. But as you say, people getting blinded and scarred and burnt. But that's the
doing all kinds of crazy
that
stuff. When we started off, we were talking about that bin with you lit up. Well, I have been doing some stupid stuff as well. Like, I think it was 10 at the time, and I happened to get my hands on these capsules which you put in a shotgun bullet. Which is essentially these little igniters which ignite the bullet itself, right? Charge inside the bullet. And I got these little capsules, and I had my homemade bow, right? So what I would do is take my arrow, tie a round screw at the end of it, put the thing on top of the screw, and shoot against the walls.
As you do.
And of course, the massive noise. How do you think what happens when you hit the wall with that thing?
Blow a hole, surely.
And the arrow is coming back.
Oh, right.
It's like the pressure, the explosion of that thing is strong enough that it literally shoots the arrow back at you.
Rambo gone wrong.
Yeah. And that's not the only one as well. I know that it wasn't uncommon in countrysides to find that older men would have these gunpowder sticks, which have been pulled out from the things like artillery charges, right?
Yeah.
What we would do, we would take this piece of foil and small bit of that gunpowder stick, wrap it inside, and then heat one end until it goes off, and then obviously it would go off and it would just fly off, like a rocket practically. And but the catch was that you didn't know in which direction it's gonna go, because
where it's gonna go, whatsoever.
It's gonna lit up, That was quite funny.
Yeah, for the people expecting it, I suppose.
Wasn't
if you weren't
very
expecting
smart.
it.
Wasn't very smart, but it was funny. Let alone that, at least we weren't as stupid as I have heard that some kids were, that they would throw bullets inside the bonfires.
Yeah, that's asking for mayhem, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
going to kill someone, surely.
Well, luckily, from the incident, what I heard, nobody got killed, but the idea that somebody decided to do something like that is just like, what are you doing? Just literally could kill yourself there.
Yeah, it would be easy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, you see, for kids, they think differently, doesn't it? They're like, noise! Shit flying around, it's fun to throw stuff inside fire in bonfires.
Well, yeah, as I say, it's no different, but bullets, I don't know. Then again, it probably would have happened.
But, you know, it's like... people don't think as well, you know, that this kid goes in his grandfather's shed or something, and the grandfather has something put it away where he can't remember that he has some there, you know, before grandchildren was in place even.
Yeah, well, they find everything, didn't they?
And you just find something, think, I wonder what's gonna happen if I will do this.
Yeah. Curiosity.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Well, anyways, the world is mad, and I think that it's time for us to finish. And it was nice to speak with you. It's
yes, you
fun
too,
to
mate.
talk about the explosions and stuff. how dumb people can be.
Yeah, including ourselves.
And we could talk about something else next time. And for anyone who's listening this, please share and subscribe, because it's really gonna help for us to get the word out and make the podcast bigger, hence motivating us to do more. And thank you, and bye.
Thank you, bye.